Coming to the farm in the early hours of morning gives you such clarity of thought. I think the three things worth fighting for are the plants, the animals, and the children. The rest can fend for themselves. I kept thinking I had it all. Everything that one could dream of and more. But did everyone else have the same deal? Why did that question bother me? And when I look at the roots, I find at the bottom of it a book called The Princess. She wasn't really a princess, but well, she had all the things that a princess could have, and she ended up in an orphanage. And that book said something about the accident of birth, of how you had no control over it.
You came with some beautiful ideas. You wanted to serve the most disadvantaged, the people, the sex workers, the transgenders, the children of sex workers. So that was a unique thing. That is the extreme poverty of values, which is, reason for all these, issues in the society.
Usually people ask for feasibilities, for reports, for how the budgets and a lot of other things. You just said, have you decided? I mean, are you really into it? Do you want to do this? And I said, I don't think I have an option. And you said, just go ahead. And you just lent the sort of support of a poet.
Let me clarify, I don't believe in numbers and statistics and appraisals and all those things. I believe in good intentions. I believe in sincerity. You came up with an idea, and I knew from the core of my heart that this idea is doable.
I asked you about a loan that we had to pay off for a brothel that the woman had taken, and it was like bonded labor. And there are two incidences I remember. One was when I asked you, and you said you had to sanction that loan. And I asked you, and you said that what is the guarantee that she would not go back into that same line of work? And I said, there's no guarantee whatsoever. And you said, just go ahead. You signed it off. On the chance that, I don't know what went through your mind. And the other was when I asked that we've already given 2 chances to this person, so what do you think? And I got a message from you which said 3rd, 4th, 5th, and there were dots after it. So that people...
Let me explain it again. My responsibility is to do the right thing. This is what I have been told. This is the divine revelation. Do good with other people. You shouldn't think that what other person will do. If you start thinking that we will only do good if he will do good, so that will put you in a difficult situation. Trust is the basic principle. My responsibility, if society trusts me and gives me money to spend for a good cause, then what good cause would be better than this, taking somebody out of brothel house? And obviously there is a potential threat or some kind of a risk that she will utilize that money and again do that. That makes no difference. We will give her again something more. So we will continue to serve her unless she continues to show intentions to get out of it. One day you will be successful.
When I asked why they couldn't go to school, I was told because they were children of a dancing girl. And that is when it struck that how many children are there of dancing girls? How many children are there who are out of school for no fault of their own? And we found out there were many, not just one. In fact, for us, even one was one too many. But when we looked at the condition of these children, we found it was deplorable. It was something needed to be done. We thought that we would go in deeper and work what we call a family intervention, later on community intervention program. And that is why when we started calling the learning hubs, the current name that it has, Communal Hubs, it became more an experiment on how to work with the bigger community. Our focus is and always will remain children, but we cannot benefit children unless we work with the rest of the community, unless, as it is said, it takes a community to raise a child. There are, yes, some who are born into prostitution and learn of it as they're growing up. And then there are women who are, who were orphaned or due to some other reason were sold into it. And now when they have children, there is a large number of them who don't want the same life for their children, who have approached us. And in some cases, we have had to pay off their debts. It's like bonded labor. The brothels give them huge loans and then they can't pay back. So the only option is to offer your services. So that is something that we did. That we then we started asking them what they could do and if we could provide some sustainable livelihood to them. We have a program, a microfinance program, where interest-free loans are given through Akhuat to set up their own business.
वहाँ से मैं अपने ताया अब्बू के साथ निकली थी. ताया अब्बू की जो बेटी थी उसकी शादी यहाँ हुई है शाहनूर वाली साइड पे. तो उनके साथ आई थी, बिल्कुल गंवार सी थी. उन्होंने यहाँ पे ला के रखा. कुछ दिन उन्होंने ये सैलमे वगैरह में वीडियोस वगैरह दिखाई, मूवीज़ दिखाई, इन चीज़ों का शौक़ पैदा किया. तो फिर मैं अपने घर टिकती नहीं थी.
आपकी उम्र कितनी थी?
मैं तकरीबन 10 से 11 साल की थी. तो वहाँ से फिर दोबारा मुझे जब ये लोग लाए थे तो इन्होंने ला के मुझे शाही मोहल्ले में फ़रोख्त कर दिया था 50,000 में. इन्होंने वहाँ फ़रोख्त किया. उन्होंने मुझे इतना इस कदम मेरे साथ यानी कि उन्होंने तशद्दुद किया, मारा इतना कि मेरे फिगर पे अभी तक भी वो निशान है. बहरहाल लाइफ.
अच्छा, उसके बाद आपकी औलाद हुई.
उस फील्ड में मुझे एक बंदा मिला था, यानी कि जिनके साथ मेरा मिलना जुलना स्टार्ट हुआ, फ्रेंडशिप हुई. उनके साथ मैंने शादी कर ली क्योंकि मुझे आसरा चाहिए था. मेरे पास किसी का कोई आसरा नहीं था, कोई सपोर्ट नहीं थी. तो उस बंदे ने मुझे वहाँ से निकाला. मैंने उससे शादी की, उसमें से मेरे बच्चे हैं. तो अपने घर में मैं यानी कि उनके पास भी आई तो बेटे के बाद पता चला कि वो भी यानी कि उसी कैटेगरी के हैं. उन्होंने फिर बाहर भेजना शुरू कर दिया. उस बच्चे की मदर ने जिससे शादी हुई, उसकी जो माँ थी, उन्होंने बाहर भेजना शुरू कर दिया. बाहर टूर मैंने लंदन तक के टूर लगाए. 6 माह का मैंने लंदन का लास्ट टूर लगाया. तो उसके बाद फिर यहाँ पे NGO का ऑफिस हमारे इधर इस एरिया में स्टार्टिंग हुआ. तो अभी स्टार्टिंग पूरे तौर इदारा नहीं बना था. अभी सिर्फ बच्चे ट्यूशन आना शुरू हुए थे. तो मुझे पता चला था कि वहाँ पे यानी कि बहुत अच्छे हैं, वो हेल्प करते हैं. तो मैं नहीं मानी. मैं हमारी एक जानने वाली थी, दोस्त थी, वो फिर हमें उधर लेके गई, NGO की तरफ लाई. उसने हमारी हेल्प बहुत की, यहाँ तक पहुँचाया. उन्होंने फील्ड से निकाला मुझे.
ये जो कम्युनल हब की बात
जी,
कम्युनल हब में आई थी आप?
जी, वहाँ आई थी. उन्होंने मुझे फील्ड से निकाला. अब मुझे घर दिया है.
फील्ड से निकालने का आपका मतलब है कि आप जो भी प्रमोटर थे वो कोई पैसे रखते हैं क्या?
नहीं,
क्या
कुछ भी नहीं.
जब आपके पैसे अदा किए थे
जी,
2-2.5 लाख जो थे, तो क्या प्रमोटर्स थे जो?
जी, वो प्रमोटर थे. उनके 2.5 लाख देने थे जो यानी कि इन्होंने वो अदा किए. जहाँ से
क्या होता है
ये सिस्टम ऐसा होता है मैम कि ये यानी कि इन लोगों से पैसे लेके आगे जाना, आगे से ये कुछ भी करवाएं, इन चीज़ की कोई गारंटी.
जब तक वो पैसे वापस
नहीं आ सकते. नहीं. मैं 6-6 माह 1-1 साल अपने बच्चों से दूर रही हूँ. और मेरे बच्चे बिल्कुल ख़राब हो गए थे. इस सोसाइटी में इतने ख़राब हो गए थे कि मेरे बच्चे मुझे मदर नहीं कहते थे. और अब जब से मैं इधर लर्निंग हब में आई हूँ, मेरे बच्चों को मेरा पता चला कि हमारी मदर है, कि मुझे घर बैठे हर चीज़. बच्चों के लिए यही चाहती हूँ कि मेरे बच्चे अच्छा पढ़ लिख जाएँ, अच्छे मुकाम पे हों, कि उनका अच्छा मकाम देख के मैं अपना बुरा वक्त भूल जाऊँ. बस मेरी ये हसरत है. और मैंने मैसेज भी
We have the Learning Hub under the Communal Hub, which is 2 kinds of curriculum. One is the basic curriculum followed by the rest of the province. The other is more of a project-based or what we call a peace education curriculum, in which we are trying different disciplines, which are both a therapy, and for the children it's a learning tool. For us it is applying therapy. We have set up a library, so where we are using or going to be using storytelling, not just just to tell stories to children, but this is also part of bibliotherapy, which is providing therapy through means of telling stories. Then we have music classes, and recently we are, and more so in the future, we are going to be experimenting with different instruments that the children can play. And other than that, we've got art, which is obviously it's art therapy as well, but the children are exposed to different kind of art mediums. Then we have one thing that has worked wonderfully is the martial arts. Now these areas were where the children would sleep during the day, and the night was young, and everyone would be up at night. So the most difficult task that we ever had was getting them up in the morning. Ever since we started martial arts, and we started it in the morning at 8 o'clock, the children are on the rooftop. We have tried it in one union council or in one administrative unit. Why can't it be tried in others? Why can't it be scaled to another level? And that is what I want to see in 5 years, 10 years' time. What we can hope for is that red light areas would be declared as conflict zones for children. We hope that people will realize that children should not be the collateral damage of red light areas. Every child has a right to identity, to education, to health, to recreation, but above all, every child has a right to a childhood. What we ensure is every child of the red light area under the care of the Communal Hub gets 6 hours of childhood per day, at least 6 days a week.